Hello and welcome. My name is Brenda if you're new here. This past week I have been gridding my fabric for my Lord of the Rings pattern that I got. I can't remember exactly the dimensions, but this fabric is 27 by 36 and it comes in a few inches around. It's kind of a skinnier and tall pattern. But the gridding is taking so much longer than I kind of thought. I mean, I knew it was going to take time, but it was taking forever. And when I first started, it was going really slow, and I kind of was learning what worked for me and got a little further. So I've gotten this much done. I got the whole edge of the design, if that's showing. So I've gotten that far, and I'm counting the 8 and then 2, 8 and 2. But I just was watching some videos of people gridding their fabric, and it's hard. I want to switch to what they're doing because I think it will save me a lot of time. They don't count, they just go a line all the way, each 10, by 10, make a line, and then all the way here make a line, but they don't count. It's just kind of eyeballing, and it doesn't really matter because in the end, when you look at it, you're gonna realize that's the square in the grid. And if I had seen that first, I may have done that if I had known how difficult this was gonna be. This is the 28 count Jobelin. So I'm having to look through my magnifying glass to grid, and at first it was really just difficult on my eyes until I kind of adjusted and learned what to look at. But I'm debating on if I want to continue the way that I saw and not count and just put lines, which, like I said, would be fine if I hadn't already done this. But my OCD is making me hesitate because I already have all of this perfectly, 8 to 2, and it hurts me to want to mess that up. But I know it will probably save me a lot of time. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, if I'm going to continue this or just put lines. So I'll let you know next week what I had decided to do, because I'm going to continue doing this today once I figure out what I want to do with it. I'm probably just going to put lines because this is taking forever, and I would rather spend that time stitching and not counting these little grids. So we'll see. So I haven't done any stitching this week. This is all that I've done. It's just a bunch of these little, I'm trying to focus on it so you can see it. It's not wanting to focus. There. Just a bunch of that going on. So I have hours of that to go. I did go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and it was in a town that I hadn't been to their stores, so they had a lot more than the other Michael's that I had gone to. And since I've used all of my fabric, I picked up these to have some. They had some 18 count Aida there that they didn't have at the other stores, so I got these two. They're 18 count, and they're pretty big pieces. And I had a coupon, so I think it was 20% off my total purchase. I think they were like $8 or 8 something a piece. And then we went to Hobby Lobby. They had more than Joann's or Michael's or anywhere that I had gone. Because most places that I went, they didn't have any kits, and they didn't have much of anything. They just had a very small section of basically thread and then a few needles and 14 count Aida. And so when I went to those, that's why I went ahead and got these, because my local store doesn't have that. But the Hobby Lobby just had all kind of different fabrics, and comparatively speaking, and they had some linen, and since I haven't tried linen yet, I decided to get this, and they had a 48% off coupon, so this is $14.99, and it's a 25 count Dublin linen, so I figured I would try that because I wanted to try all of the different fabrics to see what I like, so I figured that was a good one to get. That's all that I got out and about. I just wanted to get fabric because once my thread gets here, I'll have plenty of thread. My sister-in-law asked me if I could make her something, and she said she liked lilies and roses, so I was looking around at Etsy at different patterns. I tried looking elsewhere, but there wasn't really any patterns that I was finding or ones that I liked. So I eventually did find some on Etsy, a couple that I liked, and sent them to her, and she said she liked one of them, and they were on sale, so I went ahead and got that pattern, and so I'll probably use one of these, I'm not sure, and I'll end up having to grid that too, but that should go a little bit better because it won't be as big as this project. I think it was 200 and something stitches by 200 and something. I'll put the picture of the pattern so you can see. But so still a bigger size, but not like this. So yeah, that's really about it. I don't really have a whole lot of exciting things since I've just been gridding this for hours and hours this week. I didn't get around to filming or even sewing anything for my key snap covers. But I will at some point, maybe not this week, but at some point I'm planning on filming that. I think I was postponing it a little bit because I was unsure as to how I'm gonna get the best view of what I'm doing. But we'll see. My current focus is this gridding, and I'm hoping that maybe I can stitch something this week. I don't know. It all depends on how this goes. And yeah, it's been a really pretty week here. I live in Florida, so after that cold week last week, this week it's been in the 70s. Today it got a little bit warmer. It's 79 today, but it's just been really nice to be outside and have the sun shining. So I'm probably gonna go outside for a little bit before I start this gridding, but yeah, so I've just been enjoying that. I hope that wherever you are staying safe and warm if it's cold there, and crafting, stitching, whatever you are doing, and have a great week. I will see you next week, hopefully with something a little bit more interesting than this week. So bye for now.